Hello, this is Zach from a podcast named Tim, and this is Tales from a Space Dumpster. If you're not familiar with our show, I do have a link to our website, podcastnamedtim.com, where me and my dad do weekly movie reviews. This specific series for our YouTube channel is going to be just talking about Power Rangers. Again, the series is going to be called Tales from the Space Dumpster. We're going to be doing, or I'm going to be doing, episode by episode reviews, starting with the very first Mighty Morphin Power Rangers episode back from the '90s, and hopefully working our way through to the modern day Power Rangers. Each episode just talk about what happened in that episode, and then we'll also look at ranking all the monsters on a point basis, essentially, and that's pretty much the gimmick here. I have some notes here beside me, but we're going to get right into it with the very first episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers entitled Day of the Dumpster. Of course, that's why this is called Tales from a Space Dumpster. And before we get into the actual episode proper, I guess we should say you have to look at the theme song. It's one of the most iconic themes, I would say, in TV history, but I'm biased, being born of the 90s and raised on this, but it's obviously an iconic theme song that just gets you amped and resonates, I think, with kids. Even my daughter, we watch Power Rangers, and she, it gets her amped. So first and foremost, got to just shout out to the wonderful theme, of course. The episode opens up with some astronauts landing on the moon, and it's pretty direct as far as the time it's going through. They see something, and it says, it looks like a giant space dumpster, which is where we get this name for the show from. It's a weird way to describe something, in my opinion. But it actually, in the Super Sentai show, Zoo Ranger, which I'm not very familiar with, I have watched the first couple episodes of that. They did a much better job in that of kind of building up this journey, and it was more like a two-parter episode, and they were kind of building up them traveling to the moon and everything. So I actually think it was a different planet in there, but much better done there. Of course, in the space dumpster, when the astronauts open it up, Rita and crew, so Squat, Babu, Finster, Goldar, all come out, and we're introduced to our villains for the first time. They immediately give us what they're going to be doing. They're going to conquer the first planet they see, which is Earth. And of course, we can get in this as we discuss different episodes, but much more. Each, of course, season has a different flavor with the bad guys, and this time, much more wizard fantasy, witch heavy with her wand, and Finster kind of looking like an elf, and of course, the next season, Zeo. Or there's a smaller season beforehand. We get Lord Zed for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but I'm talking about the next full change. You get a different feel, but here definitely, very just witch with a kind of, she has Goldar, who kind of looks like one of the flying monkeys, just bulked up with that the Wicked Witch of the West would have. So that's kind of the motif of the theme we're going for here. I'm just looking at my notes here. Yeah, and, basically after that, we go straight to the juice bar, which is, of course, a spot that we're going to be spending a lot of time in over the series. It's the main hangout place for the Power Rangers, and I didn't know juice bars were the thing. If you were a teenager or adult during that time period, maybe you can let us know in the comments below. I know there was the Orange Julius thing in the mall, but an actual juice bar seems like it would not have been a place that kids would have wanted to hang out. But, of course, we're introduced to Zach, Jason, Billy, Trini, Kimberly, and they're all getting various introductions in the character. Of course, Zach, hip-hop, keto is kind of his fighting style, and he's loyal. He's a dancer, as they call him in the episode. And you have Jason, the leader, Bailey, the smart one. You have Trini, who is the least developed character of all the main five, but she is there, and she's kind of she's a weird mix between Billy, because she can kind of translate his science stuff, and maybe Jason. I don't know. She's she's the least developed of them. And of course, we have Kimberly, who is our generic Valley girl. But 5 very unique characters, a little bit for everyone to grasp onto as a kid, obviously, that you can relate to. And of course, we're introduced to our other villains that kind of become heroes, our bumbling idiots, which are, of course, Bulk and Skull. And they are looking to get a date with Kimberly and Trini. Zack steps in, but they take care of it, and the date is not happening. After that, we see that Billy is having his first karate class, and so I guess it's to signal to us, the audience, that one, he is the least skilled fighter. They do follow that up later in the episode, which we'll get into, but of course, Bulk and Skull try and join the karate class. And of course, we get the infamous moment here where Jason does the tornado kick. And I say infamous because I'm pretty sure I've tried that a million times. Might have hit a couple siblings with it, but things happen. I'm sure every kid tried the tornado kick, to probably much more of a success of Bulk than that of Jason. There's an earthquake, and of course, we're immediately transported to the command center, where for some reason the interdimensional being trapped in a time warp, that is exactly how Zordon describes himself, is looking for teenagers to save the day. And of course, Alpha 5 is there as well, which is the robot that is assisting him. And basically, he gives him the lowdown. Need you to save the day. Here's your power coins. Here's your morphers. You're going to draw on the power of these things that you call dinosaurs. And he listed out. So it's the reason he lists each person, I thought was maybe not interesting, but it's Jason, T-Rex, of course. He was bold and powerful. Zack, the Mastodon, clever and brave. Trini, Sabretooth Tiger, because she was fearless and agile, which is funny because the second episode is about Trini being afraid of something. Billy, we get Triceratops for his patience and wisdom, or being wise. And Kimberly, she is the pterodactyl because she is graceful and smart. So that's why they are given the specific Zords and paired with those because of their characteristics and traits. But basically, they have a quick showdown with the buddies. Doesn't go very well because they're not really buying it yet. They do morph and are immediately transported to Angel Grove to have a quick tussle with Goldar and some other putties. Of course, that immediately devolves into Rita throwing her wand down, growing Goldar, them beating him rather quickly, especially for a first episode. This would have done much better, and especially in modern, even kids shows. You got to do a 2-parter for the first episode. I think most even Power Rangers seasons now do a 2-parter for the first one to kind of really build up what the new bad guys are about and what the new season is going to be about. But like the 90s TV, get some cool action, get some cool stuff, and it's set. But the good guys win. They decide that they want to be Power Rangers, and that's that for the first episode. Pretty quick and dry. Not a lot of lessons, not a lot of to work with as far as the villains. It's just a lot of, as it would be for a first episode, just setting up what the Power Rangers are, what this show is about. And we don't have any rankings for Goldar because he's more of a lieutenant than a villain of the week or a monster of the week. So it's hard to describe that, but that's pretty much the show. That's what this is going to be about. We'll see you next time when we're going to be talking about High Five, I believe is the name of the episode, which is episode 2. So we'll see you next time here on the show. Again, this is Tales from a Space Dumpster, and I'm Zach with a podcast named Tim. Please click below to subscribe and check out our actual podcast where we do movie reviews as well. But I hope you like this as well, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the show and the YouTube channel. Thank you.